Dog's Teeth
Dog's Teeth
podcast.
What a good statement. I like Washington a lot. But I just worry about the whole West Coast at this point. Like, I don't know. Aside from COVID and all this shit going on, it's like, whenever one of those, like, the big one's gonna happen, like, what the hell's gonna happen, dude? Like,
What a big what?
The big one, like the big earthquake, like when California falls off the coast, like when whatever, like Mount Hood or like Mount St. Helens goes up, like, or which or both, you know?
I guess so. But you can say that about anywhere you live. There's like some catastrophe like this close to happening.
I know. That's
if
fair.
you look into it, yeah.
Yeah, because there could be like a nuclear reactor in Jersey or whatever.
Well, there was a huge hurricane then. Well, hurricanes hit the East Coast all the time.
Right, yeah. But by the time it makes its way up like the coast all the way to New York, it's usually not that bad. But
well, one fucked up Jersey. Wasn't that Sandy?
Yeah, that one fucked up New York too, and they're still having a hard time from it. That was years ago. So like that was before I moved to Washington. I was in New York for Sandy.
It was a while ago.
Yeah. And then there's still like the outer beaches out in New York are like I think they're finally like back to normal for the most part, but it took them like a long ass time. Like, I mean, they lost everything, but still, like, it doesn't happen that often. And but the thing is with like the volcanoes, like when they're gonna go, there is no coming back from that. Like there's
no reaction time. It's like,
right. Yeah,
we're just dead. Yeah.
And yeah, it's not even just like it's bad. Like a few houses get knocked over and blown away in the wind, and there's a flooding, and you lose some ground here and there. But no, it's like everything's gone. Start over, and also most people aren't around or are underneath.
And there's nothing to like start over.
Right.
It's all like lava and water now.
Right, yeah. Like, well, I mean, it creates a new mountain. I guess that's science.
I wouldn't be mad if that happened.
Well,
I feel like the Earth needs to start reclaiming some things.
Yeah,
I've been thinking real like Thanos like if half the world was gone.
Dude, my nephew is like, he just turned 2. They're supposed to, apparently by 2 you're supposed to know like about 50 words, and like that's how you know like you're on par to be like your language skills are doing well. He knows 50 superheroes, so he's got all these different action figures. And my parents, for his birthday, they got him a Thanos. So he's got Thanos. And he does this thing now when, like, you FaceTime him or you see him in person, whatever. He, like, holds up his toy and he goes, you can ask him, like, is that a good guy or a bad guy? And he'll be like, bad guy or good guy, whatever. And then, so I held up Thanos and I go, like, is he a good guy or bad guy? And he goes, bad guy. And I'm like, well, technically. Yeah.
And you got to feed it to him early.
And my sister was like overhearing, and I was like explaining. I was like, okay, technically, yeah, he was a bad guy, but he was just like overshooting. You know, like he had a really good vision that he just kind of like took to the next level in a way that like wasn't so nice. And then my sister's like, he's 2. Like this is way too nuanced. You know, you can't be talking like he's like she's like you're gonna confuse him, dude. You're gonna fuck him up. I'm like, oh, okay, he's a bad guy. Yeah,
he's gonna become a villain now.
Yeah. Then is that his origin story?
My uncle was drunk one time. He told me about Thanos.
Yeah, I was probably drunk. Yeah. My friends.
Worst things to happen.
My friends call me the drunkle, but they don't call me that. He calls me Uncle Jeremy. He can actually say it.
Do your friends actually call you that?
No, I mean sometimes, but like as an inside joke. Oh. It's actually like Honor, my old roommate. Like he's probably the only one who really calls me that. Because he knows me like pretty well.
He knows I'm a drunk.
I'm pretty bad. No, it's not safe. Do it safe. But sometimes it's a problem. Talk to someone, whatever. If you have a hard time, I'm good. And doing podcasts is helpful to have. I feel like that was a disclaimer I should put in there. Like I don't know who watches
totally
Like you should
definitely get behind that.
You should drink responsibly and like don't let it become a vice for you and like a problem. Like I drink pretty much every day, but there are times when like, oh, I had a rough night, I shouldn't drink today, and just things happen. Like that's life. You have to be able to moderate and like manage yourself. I think as long as like I feel okay, I feel like myself, I feel responsible for myself, then like I think you're good. You're an adult, make your decisions.
Yeah, people are gonna do what they want to do anyway.
Well, it's not even that good. I mean, sponsor me.
This is my favorite now.
There's no Rainier out here, dude.
That is weird.
Like I got another one on standby right there.
Do you have any IPAs out there?
Any IPAs? Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I get IPAs when I go to the bar, but I just don't like. These are so cheap to get at the store that, you know.
Might as well.
Well, it's a cost-effective thing, and it's funny because like, I guess like, getting to be like a little bit better off financially at this point is like, I don't know. It's weird to be I'm still so cheap, dude. That same guy that was like, you know, even like just a couple years ago, like when I first moved back to New York, coming from Washington where prices are so like, buying things at a store is about the same in Washington as it is in New York, but like the cost of living there and stuff is so much cheaper. But like but also you make less, I guess, in a way. But at the end in Washington, when I got promoted a few times, it was like I felt like I was doing pretty well financially, and my rent really wasn't that much at that Aztec house, and so I don't know, but I was still so cheap all the time just because I had to. And then moving back here was like everything all of a sudden like 75% more expensive, and then like still making almost the same as what I was making in Washington at that point, and then like fucking it's so hard to get by. But now I'm doing better, and it's like I still have that, just I'm cheap as fuck, like, you know, I get the cheapest.
It's better
beer,
than
like
overdoing it.
Right.
You'd rather underdo it than overdo it.
So you're maxing out your credit cards and shit.
You're like, oh, I'm doing well, time to ruin it.
Right. Dude, I had a credit card in Washington, and I like defaulted on it, and I owed them like $3,000 or something. So I had to do that, and then now I just don't have a credit card anymore. Like I paid them off, and then they're like, "Yeah, okay, we don't want."
Well, what's your credit like?
My credit's great, dude. It's weird.
Like, that's awesome.
Because it went to the credit check, like or the credit collector, the debt collector, whatever, and they're trying to get my money, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't like I was like, dude, I just forgot. I literally I just wasn't paying attention to it." And I was like, okay, I had the like so money.
Anybody that works for the IRS, just stop.
No, I'm good on the IRS. Yeah, my taxes are all good.
Okay.
But it was just for that, and I had some tiny house money, so I was just like, oh, here, dude. Because it was through a different website, and like I didn't pay attention to that shit, man. So I paid it off, and I think that just doing it immediately, like doing the whole, like the lady on the phone was like, do you want to do it in installments or whatever? I'm like, no, like let's do it all right now. And
just
she's
get
like,
it out of the way.
Yeah, she was like all 3,400, whatever. I'm like, yeah, like all right now, let's do it. And I think being able to pay that full amount like at one time was like,
she was really surprised. She thought you sounded poor. On the phone.
And all of a sudden,
like, you want installments.
She's like, I want your phone number after that. She's like, take me out the dinner. I was like, you sound. Anyways, so I think my credit went up because of like me being able to do that. I think.
I'm surprised it went up from paying the lump sum. I guess I don't really know how it all works, but because I would think if you're paying on time the installments, that it would go up, because it's like I don't know, it's more time you're showing that you're credible, or you're like, I don't know.
That's how it works normally. Like when I went to college and I got my first credit card, my mom told me that. She's like, buy a pizza like once a month and use it, like put it on your credit card and then pay it off. Because that long term of like, it proves that on a specific like pay window, you're ready to pay, and like that, like, you know, so it's just,
you're consistently willing to pay
and reliable. That I think that's what like gives you more credit. So I don't know how it works, but whatever. My credit's actually really good.
You
so
just lucked up.
Yeah.
Like however it worked. It worked.
You know, it worked.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about this shit.